Manchester United have somehow managed to turn around a 1-goal defeat and win 3-1 in the end against Fulham in the FA Cup to move into the semi-final against Brighton. Really pleased with that win for Manchester United. I can't remember watching a Manchester United game like it before in my whole life. Manchester United have put out a bit of a rotated side. It's not a first 11 that Manchester United would normally put out. We do understand, and there is issues in this team. We do know that. At the back, you've got Harry Maguire coming in for Rafa Varane, and in midfield it was Sabitzer and McTominay in there. Now that isn't actually a midfield that's going to win you a lot of games of football. The quality in midfield is not there of Casemiro and Eriksen. Them two are badly missed, and a lot of people are critical of Scott McTominay, and maybe his Manchester United career is coming to an end, because you see the quality when you've got like an Eriksen in midfield or a Casemiro, it's obviously levels above. And I thought maybe Scott McTominay could do a squad role for Manchester United, but it's not actually looking good for him. And probably maybe Fred would have been better in midfield there, but there's so many games coming thick and fast. You've got to play someone in midfield, and the forwards weren't good either in that. Certainly in that first half, Fulham were all over Manchester United. Really, Manchester United were poor. Started the second half poor as well. I mean, Sancho I didn't think was brilliant. Rashford wasn't brilliant either. Weghorst missed a good chance in that first half, which is just fucked up. But we know he's not a quality finisher. And when Mitrovic scored to make it 1-0, there was a foul in there on Rashford, but I don't think it impacted the goal at all, and it was given, and they deserved the lead, and they were looking very good for the lead. And the game massively changed when Mitrovic had a chance to score and he didn't. David De Gea pulled off a wonder save to deny him. That for me was the change of the game for Manchester United. When he made that save, I thought Manchester United could get a draw out of this, maybe take it to extra time. I thought we've got that chance, a corner, something will happen. Surely Manchester United will get one chance. And then Sancho gets around the keeper, he's going to put it in the back of the net, he's got to score surely, and oh no, William blocks it on the line. Then we look at the replay, he handballs it on the line, and Jesus Christ, it took a while for the VAR. I don't know why the VAR didn't just say give the fucking penalty, because it was clear as day that he'd handballed it. You couldn't not miss that. And he's gone over to the monitor, and it's taken him about another minute or so to look at it, and I don't know what he was having to look at, because it was an absolute clear penalty. There was no two ways about it. Manchester United finally got the penalty, but there was so much madness. The manager obviously getting sent off. Then Mitrovic touching the ref, which you just cannot do in this sport. I've seen on Twitter people saying it's a contact. You've got to have a bit of contact in this sport. Fucking hell, you can't fucking put your hands on the ref. I'm afraid he thoroughly deserved to get sent off. There can be no arguments with that. William obviously had to be sent off as well, because he blocked the shot on the line with his hand, and they were down to 9 men. So then when it was all a case of if Bruno Fernandes scored that penalty, Manchester United had won the cup, the cup tie, because you knew Manchester United from then on were going to go on and win the game. He dispatched the penalty. I wasn't sure if he was going to take it or Rashford, but he dispatched the penalty, and then you knew Manchester United were going to go on and win the game, because even if Manchester United, I don't know what minute it was, 70 something minutes when Bruno Fernandes scored that penalty, even if they'd held on an extra 20 minutes and taken it to extra time with the injury time as well, there's no way they would have held out another half an hour with 9 men, is there? They would have completely tied. But a cross into the box from Luke Shaw moments later, Sabitzer getting a flick on it, and Manchester United had won the game basically. In the space of about a minute, they'd gone from winning to losing, and that was it. But it was going to be a job for Fulham to hold out for the remaining 20 odd minutes or so of that at 1-1. It really was. To hold on with 9 men was going to be very, very hard. And obviously we got the third goal there, rifled in the net from Bruno Fernandes at the end, where, I mean, there's just not enough men there to cover him. These goals wouldn't have happened with 10. Well, certainly with 11 men. They might have happened with 10. I'm not too sure, because they were tiring and everything else. But I mean, we know how Manchester United have won it. But Jesus Christ, did we play shit and still win that game 3-1? Last season we would have 100% lost that game. And yes, we've got a lot of fortune. I still don't know why they've lost their heads completely, because they should have just accepted that. It was a clear penalty. Willian can have no complaints with that, and I don't know why they've completely lost their heads. They haven't completely lost their heads, just accepted it, 10 men. They might have got to extra time and may have tried to get to penalties and maybe could have done and nicked it on penalties, but going down to 9 men was just impossible. As I say, Manchester United would never have won that sort of game last season, and we're getting a bit lucky, Manchester United, at times this season. We have been, but good teams do get a bit of luck at times. You've got to have a little bit of luck in some games. You're not going to always win games 3-4-0, and this Manchester United team is not set up to do that. When you've got Weghorst up front, you've got no real and actual goal scorer up there to get the goals. It is a bit of a concern, but I think players like Sancho have got to really step up a lot more. When Anthony come on, you did see a bit of improvement from Anthony, and he did go on a couple of nice runs, which did change things a bit. And I don't think that Sancho will be starting the next game for Manchester United. It will be back to Anthony again, I believe. And although I've been critical of Anthony, I think he is playing better than that of Sancho. And has Sancho got a future at Manchester United? He may have one more season, but he's got to really step his game up a lot more. I know he would have scored if it hadn't been for that Willian handball, but I think he's still got to improve his game massively if he wants to be starting for Manchester United. But there was mainly all poor performances out there from Manchester United players today. I can only say Bruno Fernandes would have to be my man of the match, because he got 2 goals. I mean, he won us the game. Well, he kind of won us partly the game. So I don't know. There is no one on that pitch that got high marks for me. I think pretty much most of them were poor, to be honest. But we've won the game. We go through to play Brighton. We'll have to surely play better than that against Brighton, or we won't fucking win. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the share button if you're watching on Facebook, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.